Hey guys, old cross country coach here. Just wanted to talk to you guys about camp. I told you I'd give more information about what camp looked like. It's a wonderful fundraiser. Make it your own. What I did was I would charge $50 per kid to go to camp. We would do it every summer. The kids would look forward to it. If you look at our local camps around here, it's about $750 to $800 per kid to go to camp. So that's way too expensive for me and for other of my kids to go. So I would do my own. I wanted them to get good information. I wanted them to learn about running and get some good running at the same time. So I made my own camp. It was a great fundraiser for our high school. It would help us get money for if we won the conference, we would get jackets. If we would also get patches. If we went to states, the patch would say conference champions, regional champions, state champions, or fifth in the state, second in a region, first in the conference, like stuff like that. It would get our T-shirts, pay for meets, all that kind of stuff. So it's a good way to set off your season, get them started, get some gear, buy stuff for the kids, that kind of thing. Let me tell you what we did each day so that you can get an idea and make this your own cross-country camp, because it's a lot of fun, and if you have passion for this sport, you're going to love doing cross-country camp with the kids. It's a week long. Let me start off with Mondays. Mondays we meet and stretch at the high school. We do an orientation of what's happening. We go over what we're going to do and what's planned for the week. We do a rope run, which a rope run starts off with jump ropes. We got about 25 jump ropes. Each kid, one grabs one end, the other kid grabs the other end. Sometimes we tie one in the middle, and then you have two others going out, so it's like this. And they run around the town, or they run around the park. Just make sure it's safe, because they can't really zigzag, and you don't want them one going this way and this going, a car coming or something like that. So be careful. But the kids love it. Great bonding. Sometimes they're pulling each other along, but they have fun with it, and that's the main thing. It's a fun team bonding. We then have a snack. We have another activity, which we call Steal the Bacon. If you've never played that before, you tie a towel in the middle and have ends on each side. The kids, you split them up in half, so 15 on this side, 15 on that side. You number 1 to 15 without telling the other side, so you're like 1, 2, 3, you got to huddle them up, tell them you're 15. Then they line up in a random order. You give these guys their numbers, order them in a random order, and then the coach or you are going to yell out, 7! The 7s come to the middle where the bacon is, and they try to steal it. So there's different strategies. Some will come up, grab the bacon, and try to head back, but the goal is to grab the bacon and bring it back to your side. Steal that bacon. Now the different strategies are, some will come up, grab it, take it over to the other side. Well, some pull it up, the person just tags them. Once the other person tags you and you have the bacon, you're out. You just drop the bacon in the middle again and start over. They do a little dance in the middle, and then somebody grabs it and takes off and tries to get back to the other side, and they'll dodge and stuff like that. So there's different strategies, but it's fun running around and stuff like that with the kids, and just another bonding experience for them. We also have, after that, we go in the classroom, we went over goal setting. And I try to do some classroom activities all during the week where I go over goal setting. What do hills mean? Why are we running tempo? What is lactic threshold? Just scientific things that sometimes they get, but sometimes these kids go all 4 years to the camp, and they're teaching me lactic threshold and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, coach, we know what that is. We know what a tempo run is. And it's awesome to hear them know the terminology and understand. And the freshmen are like, oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure what it is. But after year 2 and year 3, they're like, oh, yep, I love the tempo run. I love keeping it right at the threshold. Then we do lunch. We do another activity, which on Monday we did swimming. We went to the local YMCA. We reserved that, and we swam for about an hour. Then we did our second run of the day, which was about 5 miles. On Tuesday, we went to, around here we have a small mountain. Whatever you have. It could be a state park or anywhere you might have trails, but this one had a small mountain. So we drove to the mountain, which is about 45 to an hour from here. We stretched, ran to the top of the mountain, so the kids felt accomplished. And we would take a picture of kings and queens of the mountain, which they would all get to the top. I mean, sometimes it went like this, so they had to walk or like reach out in front of them, but it was an accomplishment, and they felt great that they made it to the top. So it was just a good experience for them. we would walk down the mountain or just jog down the mountain, and then we would have lunch, and we would go down a little bit further. There was a little bit of a lake, so we would eat lunch by the lake. I had speakers come, and they would give a lesson about training and their experiences. Could be an old alumni come and talk. Then we would do a second run, which we would call the dam run, because we run to the dam, and they would come back. So a lot of these are out and back, so the kids didn't get lost. They were in strange surroundings that they didn't know, and trails. So out and back, and then it was done. All right. So on Wednesdays, we went to a park. That's about 45 minutes away from here as well, but it was a nice park. It had disc golf, tons of trails, and so we would drive to the park. We would do our first run of the day. Now, I was scared they were going to get lost, so I did the flower trick. And so I would either be on a mountain bike, or I would say, give me 15, 20 minutes ahead, and then I would lay flour down along the trail so they could follow it. So I may have 2 bags of flour, but I just went to Food Lion, got the cheapest flour, $1.50 or something like that, and then lay it down so they could follow it. And that worked really well. Nobody got lost, and we got everybody back. Then after that, we would have our snack. We would play disc golf, which took about an hour and a half. I would go to Dollar General and get everything for $1. I would get 30 frisbees or 40 frisbees, whatever I needed, and we would play disc golf. Some of them had their own discs, but they could or didn't have to bring them. I would supply those. That was a lot of fun. We would have lunch after that, and then if you have a connection with a local running store, have them come and speak. That's what I did. I loved it. They would bring a spike, a flat, a training shoe. They would bring the stick, the roller stick that you could massage your muscles and stuff, and explain what this was for. They would bring a roller, and they would roll and show the kids, this is what helps massage and get that lactic acid out of your legs. So a lot of good information from the local running company. Plus, they would give us 20% off, and they would give us different ideas of what we could do as far as at their store, getting goo and gels and just a lot of good information, and they would give us a discount. So that was really nice. After that, we would do our second run of the day, which was like a 5 to 6 mile trail run, along with the flour, so they didn't get lost. Excuse me. Thursday, we would also get a Wendy's Frosty on the way home, which might have been this big, but those kids loved it. Some would get fries as well, which they like to dip them in. And then the other kids that weren't nutrition-minded would get Wendy's burgers. So, but a lot of fun. The teams were bonding. They loved hanging out with each other. Just really good bonding. Thursday was our long run day. What we would do is we would set up a 3-mile run, 2-mile run that they could do, and each kid would do a lap. After their first lap, they got a ring pop, which basically is a ring with candy on it, and they could suck it, and it would give them a little bit of sugar and kind of help them get around for that second lap, which was 6 miles. Some would be done after that, but some would want to do 9, or just that was part of the goals for the week, was how far do you think you can go in a long run? And they would challenge themselves and just see what they could do. But it was a lot of fun. Some would stop after 6, some would keep going until I had to say, I think you need to stop. 18 miles or 17 miles is pretty good. So let's not get injured or hurt ourselves before the season even starts. But it was a good challenge. We had ring pops in a water station that they would stop by each time, and we would check on them and check in and keep their mileage and all that kind of stuff. Then we would have lunch. We would go swimming again, where they can let their legs kind of recuperate and stuff like that. Come back to the high school, and we would do some speakers, or I would do some more classroom stuff about training, what it means to do a long run, what does that do to your capillaries, how it embeds itself if you go over 60 minutes. So they're like, 60 minutes, I need to go 63 or 65 minutes because, your capillaries get a little deeper when you go those long runs. Stuff like that. I would have alumni come in and do their speech so they could hear from somebody else. And then Friday, the last day, we would do a real easy day, 2 to 4 miles in the morning, just nice and easy. Then we came back and watched a movie. We would like to watch Prefontaine, Without Limits, any good running movie. And you guys know what good running movies are. If you have a passion for running, you know what the best ones are. And then we would do an activity, like a team bonding stuff, and then we would go home, and it would be a half a day. And the kids just loved camp. It was a grueling week. It was tough. We would throw some weight training in there sometimes, or just push-ups and sit-ups. And now I have a runner who I had back in the day, who's now the head coach, and he's doing camp as well, which is awesome to see. And he's doing a great job, and he's made it even his. And he's doing the blow-up water slides at his camp. He does a lot of fun activities that get the kids engaged. So his is even like old cross-country coach, track coach 5.0. So make it yours. Enjoy it. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, because I want you to learn more. I want to teach you more. And feel free to comment if there's anything else you want to know about camp, or if you want to know anything about other ideas that I can do videos on. All right, thank you guys very much. You all take care. I hope you're out there getting those kids fast and contending for those titles and making the kids the best you can. Bye-bye.